That get results. I'm Everett Weber Herbert, and as per usual, we're here every Tuesday evening with something that at least we think is of community interest and or of some concern. And if you think that you have something which fits into that category, you'd like to find out how you can be a part of the program, well, why don't you drop us a line, address it to Let's Talk program in care of Vaughan Radio, P.O. Box 195, Charlestown in Nevis, or give us a call. Our numbers are 1-869-469-1616 and or 1700. By the way, those will be the numbers you'll use to be a part of this evening's discussion. Again, thank you very much for joining us. This is your voice in the community, Talk That Get Results. With regard to your participation in the show, we encourage you to call in on the numbers listed 1-869-469-1616 and or 1700. Here's a suggestion. You have a comment, you like to get it out. Here's, perhaps you can get a pencil, a piece of paper, write it down so when you're getting on the show, you're well organized. And you take as little time as possible so that we can accommodate as many of you as we can. We ask only, first of all, you respect yourselves, and then we respect others, because we'll not accept anything we deem not within our broadcast standards. Thank you all again for joining us. This is your voice in the community, Talk That Gets Results. Tonight, this week has been celebrated as International Credit Union Week. The theme, finding your platinum lining in credit unions. We've got a panel with us, and we will be allowing them to introduce themselves in just a minute. But again, a little later on, you can call in the program if you like to make a comment or ask a question. We thank the manager of the Nevis Cooperative Credit Union, Mr. Sidney Newton, for engaging us this evening. Let me go to the panel. Good evening. Let's start right next to me, and we'll go right around the table. We're going left, and you introduce yourselves.
Good night, Weber, and thank you for allowing us the privilege of being on the station this evening, and in doing so to recognize your outstanding contribution to broadcasting in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. We deem it a privilege to be on the station this evening. My name is Peter Jenkins. I am the president of the National Cooperative Credit Union League, and it's really a privilege to be here.
Okay, and to your left?
My name is Dawn Heiliger.
You want to try and get as close to the microphone as possible for me, please? Yes, go ahead.
Okay, my name is Dawn Heiliger, and I'm the Credit and HR Manager of the FND Cooperative Enterprise Credit Union.
Going further left.
All right, good night. My name is Shaloida Hewlett, and I am an Accounts Officer at the St. Kitts Credit Union.
And?
Good evening, everybody. My name is Bernicia Walters, and I am the President of the Nevis Cooperative Credit Union.
Okay. Now, we have, we're celebrating International Credit Unions Week. Let's do this. Let's take a comment or opening statement from everyone, and then based on that, we open up the discussion. Okay? So we can start in any order that you wish.
Thank you, Weather. Well, I will go first. I will try to open the innings and make sure we have a good start. The League, the Credit Union Movement, is already celebrating this week Credit Union Week. On Thursday, it's Credit Union Day. This year will mark the 70th anniversary of the celebration of Credit Union Day. This is celebrated around the world. And so we are doing our part in this part of the world to celebrate Credit Union Day. The week started with the opening statement by the Minister of Finance in the federal government, the Honorable Prime Minister, who made a statement on Saturday evening. That was followed on Sunday when we went to church. Went to church at Brown Pasture in Nevis, and at the Antioch Baptist in St. Kitts. following the lunches, following the church services, we went to lunch as part of the fellowship. And then we have been on the various radio stations from yesterday. In fact, last evening we were on the station in St. Kitts on ZIZ from 8 and 10. This morning we were on Freedom, we were on Win FM, sorry. This afternoon we were on Freedom, and tonight we have the good privilege to be on Van Radio. The respective credit unions have their own schedule of activities for the week, intended to bring attention to the services that they provide, and also to thank their members for being with them during the years and over the years. We're hoping out of this media blitz, so to speak, that more persons will become familiar with what the credit union movement is about, why they should join a credit union, why they should become a member of a credit union, what is the difference between the credit union and the other financial services that are being provided by other persons and entities. And so tonight we are grateful to you again that we can be here to signal to the residents of Nevis and of the Federation that the credit union movement is a movement that is worldwide, international, and that they too should form part of this movement. And so with those few words, I expect that we will have a fantastic evening, at the close of which we hope to reward 4 persons for being attentive this evening. We will give a membership from the league to 4 persons to the Nevis Cooperative Credit Union, to the St. Kitts Cooperative Credit Union, to the Police Cooperative Credit Union, the FND Enterprise Cooperative Credit Union. And so with those few words, I want to thank you and to look forward to what I expect would be an interesting evening.
Well, too, for the last couple of days, we have actually been on the air speaking about what is a credit union and why should you join a credit union and what differentiates us from the other financial institutions. And just that our being here together is a differentiator in itself, because in Principle 6 of Credit Union Movement, it talks about cooperation among cooperatives. And that is actually what we are doing here. We are cooperating with each other and collaborating with each other and learning from each other. We are not competing. We are sisters in the movement. We are family. To become a member is one of the things, one of the spaces that we've been saying for the day. When nobody else wants you, we take you, well, which is a takeoff of what it is actually saying. But it is to show our members, all our people in the Federation, that to join a credit union is empowering. You are the owner of the credit union. You are my boss as a member of this credit union. You can determine the direction. You can, like Venetia over here, she is the president of the Nevis Credit Union. She determines the direction that that credit union takes. So everybody has that opportunity. You can become part of our credit committee. You can become part of our supervisory committee, who determines if we are following the rules and regulations of the institution, and our credit committee, who determines whether you get that loan or not, and how do we help you to get that loan if you don't qualify today. So that is basically what we are about in a nutshell.
Okay, I'll start by letting you guys know the vision of the St. Kitts Cooperative Credit Union. Our vision is to be the foremost dynamic member-focused credit union in the OECS by 2025. That's the vision of the St. Kitts Cooperative Credit Union. In honor of Credit Union Week, we started off, as Mr. Jenkins said, with the church service, followed by brunch at Marshall's. That's a bit of So quite a bit of information there. Secondly, the social contribution that we've been doing throughout the day and throughout the week, the entire week. On Wednesday, 17th October, the credit union will be hosting our annual Melvin Edwards Award ceremony. It's basically an award service where we celebrate the well-doing of students throughout the region. We award them with a plaque and also fruit baskets, and there's a monetary contribution as well. Thursday, 18th October, International Credit Union Day, membership appreciation. So we'd like to invite the members of the St. Kitts Credit Union to visit us on that day for a small token of gratitude. And that's about it for me for now.
Good evening again, and thank you for the opportunity to be here this evening to share with the Nevis and St. Kitts public with regards to the work of the credit unions here in our federation. I want to endorse what Ms. Heiliger shared earlier with regards to who we are and what we are doing and how we differentiate. And one of the statements I think it would have been one of the themes some time ago, which was people helping people, I think really stands out, and I think it captures what we do or what we're about. We pool our resources basically and we support each other. It's not if you're on the higher end of society, then you can, but then if you're on the lower end of society, then you can't. At the credit union, like Ms. Heiliger was saying earlier, if you're even not in a position to qualify for certain things, we can counsel, we can give advice, we can help and assist, because, we all have needs, and we all have needs that need to be fulfilled. And so, it's a movement that really looks out for the ordinary man, in our society. And so that's what we are basically about in a nutshell.
This is Thought That Get Results. Members of the Cooperative Credit Union, they're celebrating Credit Union Week here in St. Kitts and Nevis. We just heard of some of the activities that they had. We're going to hear a little later on of some of the activities that they will continue to have. And I just heard them say that somebody will be better off tonight than they were when they started listening to the program. We're 4 persons. We'll find out about that a little later on too. But we got a couple of questions and we'll come right back after this.
From Queen City, Nevis, this is the powerhouse of the Eastern Caribbean, Vaughn Radio.
Island Roofing and Hardware Limited, located next to the Mondo Truck on Long Point Road, Nevis, specializes in the manufacture of 24-gauge pre-painted Galvalume roof sheets and the sale of tropical green hat lumber. They offer the traditional corrugated roof design for residential buildings along with the U-panel design for commercial buildings. Their roof sheets measure 42 inches in width and are manufactured on site and can be cut to whatever length you desire, thus eliminating the need for joining your roof sheets. Their aluminum base roofing sheets, which are available at an affordable price of only $14 per foot, are of the highest quality. Their opening hours are Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. daily. For more information, call 664-2441 or 664-2959. Island Roofing and Hardware Limited, meeting your complete roofing needs by providing quality products at affordable prices.
When VON vibrates, the whole Caribbean must shake.
860 AM, the Powerhouse.
Back on this episode of Thought That Get Results. International Credit Union Week celebrations this week in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. We are with some members of the cooperative credit unions. We're finding out what the credit unions are all about. We're finding out what are some of the activities that they will still be hosting as they continue the celebration. But more important than that, Peter, not everybody is going to know what is a credit union. And I notice in the name it says cooperative credit union.
Yes, that suggests you'd like me to answer the question.
Yes.
We have had this discussion over the past couple of days, and in the end, none of us are able to get it 100% right. And so we all chime in and try to get it to 120%.
Yes.
And we have been successful in doing that. I want to start. For me, the traditional definition has been that includes member-owned. The institution is owned by the members. So you can join the organization and you have a say. You have an input in how it is run. Not only do you have an input in how it is run, you actually have the opportunity to be involved in the running of the credit union, the organization. In addition, it's democratic. It's one man, one vote. Not like some other organizations, if you have $40 and I have $2 in, then your $40 has more weight than my $2. No, not at all. Each shareholder has the same vote. The economic benefits of the credit union goes to the membership, either through direct payment on shares or on their savings, but it also goes back into providing additional services for the members. Now, for me, why I am hung up on the credit union is that unlike the unlike the other people, the credit union is not interested primarily in profit. The primary purpose of the credit union is to move what I call small people from being small, make them a little bigger, and then make them a little bigger, and then they become large. So those persons who are not bankable will end up with the credit union as their first step. And then the credit union will help them to put their house, so to speak, in order so that they can receive assistance from the credit union to achieve their dream. It might be an educational dream, it might be health, it might be a car, it might be a house, it might be land. But they may not qualify. It may not be a financially feasible or viable proposition. So they will get rejected by the other people. They come to us and we will help them to shape it so that at the end of the day, they get their asset, for example, or the use of the service. But in addition, they will end up with a savings account, an asset, which helps them now to take them to a next level, so that when they want to buy the asset that has a higher value, they have some savings there to go towards the purchase of that higher asset. So we help initially small people to get off the ground, to give them a chance in life to move from the ground up. They get rejected, as I said, from the other people because their propositions are not normally financially feasible or viable. But we help them to put it in a form so that they can access the service and at the same time help them to grow. This requires some financial education as well. We have to teach them how to deal with their business, how to deal with their spending, how to deal with the temptations that will come for them to be extreme with their behaviors, so that they can move from one step to the next. That to me is what I think typifies the credit union. Other persons will have their view, and I'm happy so that we can make this a big, big pool and a big pie so that people can understand and rush to us tomorrow to make sure that they can take advantage of what we provide in the credit union.
A couple of things I'd like to just, to expand or, to clarify. The credit union is built on cooperation amongst the members, right?
Yeah, the first step is the pooling of resources. That's the basis of it, the pooling of resources.
Yes.
You put your resources together and they are utilized by different members at different points in the interest of the credit union and the members.
And as far as I know, at least here in St. Kitts and Nevis, most, if not all, of the credit unions have been doing pretty okay. They've been operating over a number of years.
Yes, well, Nevis started in 1966, 65. The St. Kitts Cooperative started in 1982. Police has been around since 1984. The youngest child on the block is the FND, and they've been here since 2009. So we have a rich history. And to expand on your point, because I want to bring comfort to those who feel that outside there that we are some pambi-nambi organization. We are not. In fact, there are 25,000 members plus in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis who are in the credit union movement, who is in the credit union movement. The savings and deposits today total at the end of 2017 was $261 million. Our asset base is $341 million at the end of 2017. The shares that have been purchased by members total $20.7 million. The loans that we have dispensed to persons, in other words, out in the communities, we have $230 million going around in the community. So that gives you an idea of the size of this movement that we're talking about.
And that very fact and that you put forward, the facts that you put forward, is the basis for what makes me so interested in the credit unions, because the philosophy on which it is built and is still going, I'm not so sure whether or not in the general population that philosophy succeeds. In sporting organizations, those are supposed to be cooperatives as well, and we have other instances where seemingly coming together doesn't work. What do you think perhaps is, if there is a secret, or what makes these unions work? Because as I said, the philosophy is for people to understand that when you come together and you discuss and you organize, whatever it is, whether it is an organization with finance, as the credit unions are. And I'm just wondering if you have seen, because I know you've been in sporting organizations as well, if you have seen a difference into why these organizations, these cooperatives, these credit unions last so long and they're so vibrant.
Well, I don't want to appear to be hogging the program, but you directed the question to me, and so I will try to answer you as honestly as I can. I would use one exception, for example, in the police. 35 years ago, almost 35 years ago, on the 20th of January, the Police Cooperative Credit Union was born. You know why it was born? Mr. Franks, the then Commissioner of Police, was fed up of being embarrassed as the Commissioner of Police, where police officers developed the reputation of not paying their bills. And he said that that had to come to an end. You can't be enforcing the law and at the same time appearing to be renegades. And so by fiat, he decided that the credit union must be started to provide the protection for the members And so what happened was some people objected, some people were upset. Why are you taking money out of my salary every month? The credit union took the salaries every month from the police officers by order. Today, some of those very police officers are celebrating and saying Mr. Frank should have taken more. Because by the pooling of the resources were able to turn over and over and over and over to provide opportunities for the membership. Not only things like mortgage, but the last year's finances. The credit union paid their members 20% on their shares. You heard me, Rebel?
Yeah.
20%. And that was not unusual for them. They have been paying that kind of shares, dividends on their shares over the years, because the organization, the profit from the organization goes back to the members. It is owned by the members. So that is one of the reasons why, as I said, these unions have worked, because they bring direct benefit to the membership. And the membership determines the direction, because they are owned by the members. Now we are having, just one second, now we are fortunate that we have persons coming forward into the movement with financial services knowledge, additional persons, who can help us to navigate the rough waters of the financial services world. Because we are regulated by the financial services regulation. We are not fly by night. We have to conform to the regulations. And so we are fortunate that we have persons who feel a sense of pride that we own something. This is not owned by outside people. This is owned by us, determined by us. The benefits go to us. And so I don't know if I've answered the question adequately.
Yes, and it is interesting that you have indicated that at the beginning, at least for that cooperative credit union, it was compulsory.
Yeah, it was compulsory then for that one.
Does it remain that way?
No, they have seen the light. They have seen the light. They have seen the light. There's no need to for it to be
so that and then now that it has basically built confidence, do people voluntarily come to and join the credit union?
As far as I'm aware, and for the other three credit unions, people, I'm in two. I'm in Nevis Cooperative Credit Union, and I'm in FND.
Yes.
And there are people who voluntarily join because there's benefit to be derived in being the cooperative in the credit union. Okay,
well, let me go to the others, and feel free to jump in wherever you would like, especially if the question warrants that, you know, in terms of your particular area, you've got something to add. Now, what is it like in your other cooperative credit unions? Because as I said, to me, it's intriguing that initially you began and it was mandatory, and as I listened closely to Mr. Jenkins, he pointed out how pleased the members were and the confidence, no doubt, that was built up. So how is it with the other credit unions in terms of membership? Are people willing and they feel confident and so on?
I would say yes. The police credit union is closed to police and auxiliary workers and security persons. Our credit union is St. Kitts Credit Union, Nevis Credit Union, and the FND Enterprise Credit Union. We are voluntary. You just walk in. You walk in with the required information that we require to open an account, and you are in. You are a member automatically. So you, from the day you walk in the door and you walk back out with your book and your certificate saying that you hold shares, because to become a member you must buy shares within the institution. There's a minimum shareholding for each one of us. They're all different. We all have different rules, bylaws within our institutions, but we are governed by the societies, Credit Union Societies Act of 2011 that governs all of us, but our individual bylaws provide us with our in-house rules.
How do you recruit persons?
Recruit in terms of...
Yeah, you know, get people to join and so on, because it is not everybody, even in this day of age where you have a lot of communication and so on and so forth. I think there's still a lot of misunderstanding amongst people as to how, because I also think that some people might more align credit unions just because they handle finances to banks.
We are financial institutions. We are not banks. In terms of ownership, that is the major thing. You own it. You are an owner of this institution. There's nothing greater than when you own something. You remember how you felt when your house was built, and you know that was mine. That's when I bought my first car. That was mine. I worked hard for it. So that is the same feeling that they have. But how do we recruit? A lot of it is by word of mouth, referrals, educating your friends, education your people in the community, your church groups, etc., to join and look at the benefits. Now, Mr. Jenkins spoke about the dividends that are paid on your shares. On top of the dividends, we pay interest on your savings. So you're getting it twice.
For the past few weeks, one of the discussions that we've been having is about the lending, borrowing, risk factors involved, and what seeming to be perhaps a change in philosophy of persons borrowing monies and so on and so forth. Well, how does that affect you? The union seeing that sort of change in persons? And is in terms of lending monies to the members, how is the risk factor?
Well, like everything else, it's an individual decision that you make on that particular member. They bring their story to you, and you determine how best can I help you. And all we ask of you, so that we can help somebody else, is that you repay the loan in the manner in which it was agreed upon. And what we love to be able to say is that if you're having a problem, come right in. Speak to us. Tell us what it is, and we will work with you to get you through that hurdle. We have all had those hurdles in our lives, whether they be small, whether they be large. Maybe it's a short term or at a long term. But you need to come in, because the only how I'm going to be able to help Mr. Jenkins with his need is if you actually honor the obligation that you made with us. So it's a help one situation like that.
Because in the opening comments, someone mentioned that a lot of the folks who the banks turned down.
I did.
Right. The credit union bring them in. And indeed, maybe this might be a plug for the credit unions, but in the same discussions that we've been having over the weeks on finance and so on and so forth, there seem to be a rising percentage of persons who feel that somehow the banks are not helping, they're not qualifying, and so on. These are the people you would like to talk to?
We want to talk to everybody. Those as well.
Those yes.
As well.
Yes.
We want to help everybody, and it is about trying to reach to that individual, so it has to be individualized. I can't, as much as we have products that are out there for everybody, there are certain, when you have that member in front of you, or prospective member in front of you, is speaking to them, to their needs, and listening to actually what they're saying and what their needs are. Or the needs, you might discover that they have needs that they themselves have not even fleshed out yet. And in having that conversation, you can then help them on their way.
Mr. Webo, I just want to chime in here. I don't want you to feel that everyone who walks into the credit union will get what they want. That's not the case. Some will just definitely not get what they want. But the philosophy is that when they walk in, they must walk out in a better frame of mind. We must help them coming in, we must help them to show them this is what you need. If you don't have it now, this is what you need to take you to this level so that we can help you. We just don't send you back out and say, no, you don't qualify. That's not it.
Them to help themselves.
Precisely.
Correct.
But you see, it's important that you made that point as well, because sometimes in lowering and encouraging our people, we don't, or we take away the responsibility that they should have, so that when you borrow, you should pay back, because indeed in the case of a credit union, that is how it works, right?
Right.
Our numbers are 869-469-1616 and or 1700 if you like to be a part of the discussion. You wanted to jump in?
I basically wanted to reiterate what he said. Instead of turning you out, we let you know, well, this is what you need. Try and secure this amount of money to try and get, for example, if they're trying to secure a loan for whatever reason, we guide you. We have, at the St. Kitts Credit Union, we have multiple accounts where you can save. There's the Christmas savings account that we have that allows you to save for coming up to Christmas. You would have extra funds to do whatever it is that you need to do. There's a Golden Achiever account that we have. There's a Golden Achiever account that we have that you can also use to save. The monies that you save within these accounts, you can do so much with it. You don't have to necessarily spend the lump sum that you save. You can use it as a security for a loan to get that vehicle you always wanted, to secure a mortgage in the late future. So stuff like that. We assist them to assist themselves. We help them to help themselves, basically.
What you find has been the pattern, because again, it was mentioned before that some persons start very small in the credit union, do their savings and so on, and they blossom out. What has been your pattern of retaining these persons as to remain members and a part of the organization?
Well, at the St. Kitts Credit Union specifically, we normally host educational training sessions where we educate members on budgeting, for example. We also have a training session coming up next week, Wednesday, where we will be informing our members on ways that they could manage their proper money management skills. It's basically for entrepreneurs, though, who have small businesses. We'll assist them in their bookkeeping, their record keeping, and a little bit of their accounting to ensure that they feel independent and they know that the St. Kitts Cooperative Credit Union is with them.
Yes.
At the Nevis Cooperative Credit Union, we find that we don't have to do much to retain our people. I think the savings options are quite attractive. It allows you to, instead of always thinking about, getting a loan or, how are you going to achieve a particular goal, you bit by bit build up, towards that goal. And, persons have really been taking advantage of, for example, our Christmas savings, Culturama savings, vacation, and they're seeing the benefits. I think also what's attractive is the shares and getting that dividend on their shares as well as interest. So there are different things that are attractive enough to keep our members. And in addition to that, I find in Nevis, one of our cultural philosophies is not keeping all of your eggs in one basket. So though you find that we have persons who bank with us, they also bank with other financial institutions. So we don't really see that issue in terms of people leaving or losing, deposits or, as a matter of fact, what we're seeing is more persons are coming towards us. So it's quite the opposite as I mean.
When I was on the board at the FND, but Weber, you should know about this. You know that the saying is you don't want to get a big foot.
Yes.
For ungratefulness.
Yes.
So those persons who start from nothing with us, they don't really migrate because they don't want a big foot.
Yes.
So they stay loyal to the organization and they bring people.
Yeah.
At the last AGM, these are persons who make a lot of money now, saying to the general meeting, the annual general meeting, when no one else looked at me and gave me a chance, it is this credit union gave me a chance, and I'm not leaving. Because the credit union continues to service and to provide them with the assistance, and they remain grateful and trying to avoid that big foot.
But I still would like to again look at the initial question that I asked, and to see whether or not. Let me take this. Good evening. Thank you for holding.
Good night, Mr. Robert. How are you doing?
Pretty good.
Good night to the panelists there.
Good night, man. Good night. Thanks for calling.
Yes. Mr. Herbert and the panelists, right? My understanding of any type of bank or lending agency is that they operate for profit. And the ultimate goal of the bank or the lending agency is that they're doing business for profit. Let me give an example. If I am a farmer and I plant potatoes, then I market my potatoes and I sell them to customers. Of course, when the customer buy the potato, they're going to gain some benefit because they're going to take the potatoes home and cook and eat it. However, me as the farmer could care less about whether they take it home, cook it and eat it. I am looking from a standpoint of I am doing this for profit. That is what I understand. But it seems to me like I'm hearing that the banks are there really to look out for you, the customers. I never know that, but I'm not going to say no more for tonight. But if somebody wants to challenge me, we can go in depth another time.
You call it before you go. When you said the banks, you mean the credit unions?
I said banks or lending agencies.
Okay.
Banks or any lending agency, they're doing business for profit. And that's their ultimate goal and purpose. Of course, in between all of those, some people will benefit something, and I drew the example and show you that when I sell the potato to the customer, they will go home, cook the potato and eat it. But me, as the farmer, that's not my ultimate goal. My goal is that I'm selling these potatoes for a profit.
Okay. Mr. Herbert.
All right.
Yes.
Mr. Herbert, I think it's a good thing that the caller did make that intervention. But I'm sure that the rest of the panel will agree. When the loan application goes before the loans officer and the credit committee, yes, one of the considerations would be, is it going to bring a profit? Yes, that is one of the questions. But the other question is this going to help our member to move from here to there? And if the profit has to be reduced to 5% or 2.5% or 1% to help the member to move from here to there, then the member will get the loan. With the other people, there is no consideration of moving from here to there. The only consideration is that it must be at 10%, and if it is not 10%, you will not get it. Which is a difference in the philosophy of the organization. Our emphasis is on helping our members to grow. That is the emphasis.
I'd like to jump in a bit. If the credit union profits, the members profit, we are member owned, So if the credit union makes a profit throughout the year, we then pay back something in dividends, so everybody wins. It's a profit, a win for us is a win for our members.
And because they're the owners.
Correct.
Exactly.
And I think someone did say that one of the credit unions, for instance, paid out a 20% dividend.
Which is
Right.
excellent.
And
Outstanding.
and the other thing, which perhaps is interesting to note as well, so that in terms of people and organizing their finances, I'm finding out that a lot of folks don't appreciate that you can operate a business, start a business, and have different avenues of getting startup capital, which includes using some of your own monies or your parents or your friends and so on and so forth. And that's a fundamental thing that I find that a lot of people, even in very responsible positions, do not appreciate. And in essence, what the credit union is doing, as if I'm understanding correctly, is that they're pooling their resources together, and then they're lending in some instances to themselves, and then they make a little something off of that, and then you still get something out of it, correct?
Correct.
And I think also it is important, because if the general population can understand how credit unions work, do you not think we will be better off as a nation? Because outside of the credit unions, we need to amalgamate, we need to have other institutions and organizations which cooperate together. And I dare say maybe even political organizations seem like sometimes only function when election is near. But if you have the thinking of how it works to cooperate, overall, isn't it better?
Correct. Much better.
And that is why, it is important to underscore the reasons and the successes of the credit unions. And perhaps maybe if more people can join those unions, then they can branch out into other areas of the society and cooperate. Correct?
Correct.
Correct.
Okay, this is Thought That Get Results. Cooperative Credit Union Week with our panel. We'll be back after these.
Get your generators now and be prepared for the upcoming hurricane season at Builders Paradise for only $2,250. Yes, you heard that right. $2,250. Located at C.A. Paul Southwell Industrial Park, Basse-Terre, St. Kitts. Builders Paradise is there to help you to be prepared. Builders Paradise, where your island dreams begin.
With all the power from the tower, this is the powerhouse of the Eastern Caribbean, VON Radio, from the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis.
On this episode of Thought That Get Results, International Credit Union Week, finding your platinum lining in credit unions. Peter Jenkins is the president of the St. Kitts and Nevis National Cooperative League. Vernicia Walters is the president of the Nevis Cooperative Credit Union Limited. And Dawn Heiliger is a credit and human resource manager at the FND Credit Union. Charlotta Hewlett is the accounts officer at the St. Kitts Cooperative Credit Union Limited, and the 12th man this evening is General Manager of the Nevis Cooperative Credit Union, Sidney Newton. We thank them for being with us. Again, you want to be a part of the program, the numbers are 1-869-469-1616 and or 1700. Let's, for the benefit of the persons who may just be joining us, I indicated it's International Cooperative Credit Union Week. I know that you had some events before. What else do we have?
On Thursday, we have an open house where we will get the opportunity to meet and greet with, our members. They are able to meet with our board of directors, our credit committee, our supervisory committee, as well as the staff who serve them. And at that point, we would be able to say thank you to them. We'll be providing light refreshments as well as providing them with a token to continue saying thank you. At FND Credit Union, we have just finished reprinting all of our share certificates, and we are taking this opportunity to ask our members to come and collect their share certificates at that time. And we are also asking them to walk with their IDs and to allow us to update the information that we have in our database so that when we are sending out messages, whether it be text or by email, that they can be, we are definitely getting to them.
At the Nevis Cooperative Credit Union on Monday, we gave out 2 scholarships, one to student from GSS and 3 scholarships, sorry. 1 to GSS and 2 to CSS, that's the Gingerland Secondary School and the Charlestown Secondary School. This we have been doing for a number of years, and I think to date we have awarded 50 students in Nevis. We also gave a donation to the Pink Lily Cancer Care Award, the Pink Lily Cancer Care Charity. That is something that we have been doing for a number of years as well. And we also gave a donation to the Social Services Unit, the Senior Citizens Division. On Wednesday, we'll be presenting a donation to the Alexander Hospital. And on Thursday, we'll be here at Von Radio, Morning Inspiration. And there will also be a health fair at the credit union that is going to be coordinated by Dr. Linton Liber Jr. On Friday, we'll be having our Customer Appreciation Day where we will also be expressing our gratitude to our members, and we'll be sharing light refreshments and tokens. So we are encouraging all of our members to come out to the credit union on Friday and allow us to express our gratitude to you. And then finally on Saturday, we'll be having a nature hike to the waterfalls at Madden's Estate, and that will be coordinated by the staff of the credit union, and other members are also welcomed.
All right, as I indicated a bit earlier, tomorrow, Wednesday, the 17th October, we will be hosting our annual Melvin Edwards Award ceremony. We will award 3 children with the top 5 test of standard grades. We would award them with baskets, 3 plaques, and a monetary contribution towards that student. Thursday, October 18th, International Credit Union Day and Membership Appreciation Day.
Okay, let me just accommodate this caller. Good evening, sure. Thank you for holding. Good evening, you're on the air. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Please call back. Can you continue?
Okay, perfect, thanks. We would have in office some small tokens, snacks available. If you are not yet a member of the St. Kitts Cooperative Credit Union, we invite you in to become a member. You can come in on that day and you receive your token. You would also become a member of the credit union if you wish. All you need is 2 pieces of photo ID, a proof of address, which is a recent utility bill, or it could be a phone bill, lights, water. Once it's recent, within the last 3 months, and we can assist you from there. So come on
in. The safety of the deposits at the credit union, because you know these days people are very concerned about that. You know, in the terms of banks and so on, you know, the central banks, they put certain things in place to make sure that persons deposit and so on. What, how how would you describe the safety of the depositors with the credit union?
Well, the credit unions are regulated by the Financial Services Regulatory Commission. So there are inspections done by that commission on a regular basis to make sure that the credit unions are in line with the regulations governing the conduct of the affairs of credit unions. So it's not that the credit unions is out on a limb by itself doing as it wishes or chooses. It is regulated. And so there are, as I said, there are inspections done by the Financial Regulatory Services Commission. On a regular basis, they come into the credit unions, hunt you, turn you up and down, make sure that nothing is under the bed, nothing is in any drawer anywhere, make sure that you are conducting the business of the credit union in conformity with the rules and the regulations. And if you are not, you are given X amount of time to get your house in order to make sure that you follow the rules and the regulations according to, one, the act that was passed in Parliament that governs the conduct of credit unions, and the regulations that are also in place to govern the conduct of credit unions. And therefore, your money is safe. In addition, each credit union has to do its external audit and report to the annual general meeting of its stewardship. So there's a booklet that is produced by the credit union annually, and so there's an annual general meeting that is held, at which the board of directors has to give account to the members for its stewardship, which includes the financial resources of the organization. In addition, as part of the regulations, each credit union is required to keep an X amount of reserves, so that if there is an issue, if there's a change in the economy that calls for a rush on the organization, there are reserves in place that will protect the interests of the members.
Yes, Hewlett, go ahead.
That's basically it. How could I add to that? He basically expressed, in a nutshell, how safe we are at the credit unions.
In terms of borrowing, is there a limit that a member can borrow by, in terms of the rules and so on? For instance, suppose I have a savings of maybe $10,000, and I want to borrow maybe $250,000 or $100,000. Do you have some guidelines concerning that?
Of course.
Are you limited to what you put in and so on?
No. That would depend on the type of loan that you do want. So if that loan for $150,000, that is obviously to purchase a tangible asset, then we would also hold the tangible asset as security against that loan.
Do you have to be a member of the credit union in order to borrow?
Yes. Mm-hmm. And Shalode just indicated to you how easy it is to become a member.
And how
and
how easy it is. You just go and open a passbook, a deposit book or something with
two pieces of ID,
yes.
proof of address.
It doesn't matter how much.
You have to purchase shares. Each credit union has their limit as to how much shares that you would need to borrow to become a member, and that's governed by our internal bylaws.
So beginning tomorrow, maybe a person wants to join the credit union. They'll buy some shares. And what's the value of a share? $1, $5?
In our case, in the FND case, the shares are $1.
Mm-hmm. And so any number of shares can get you in, or
in
you
our
have to
case,
get a minimum?
$250.
Mm-hmm.
250 shares is your minimum requirement.
But let me ask you this. If you were to go in with $250, you get some shares, right? So how does it work in terms of when you go to the bank, you get a an account, right? $250. Let's just say we're working with 250.
That's just your share
Yeah,
purchase.
right. So you can't take it back off.
No, it's not. No.
Okay, so you have a share in the credit union.
Correct.
And if you
You're part owner.
okay, and that's different to, as we would say locally, banking your money.
Yes. Then that would be considered a regular savings.
Okay, and
So you have permanent shares, and then you have regular shares, checking accounts, term deposits. We have the whole gamut of services.
which is different to the shares that you own.
Correct.
Okay.
Shares are membership. That determines your membership.
Okay.
To get in, you have to have the shares.
So you can well go there, buy some shares, and continue buying shares if at will. If
You can
if
buy
right.
shares every day of the week if you so desire.
So,
Recommended, actually.
in essence, it is a good form also of investing.
Yes,
It is, because your dividends are paid against the number of permanent shares that you own, not your savings, not your fixed deposit. It is paid on your shareholdings, your permanent shareholdings.
Do you have a lot of people who do that?
Yes, we do.
Who invest that way?
Yes. That is their way of investing into their future.
You see, I learned something. I didn't know that, Pat, that you can just go and you got some idle monies. You can invest it by buying shares.
Good. So imagine if you had bought 2,000 shares, and in the case of the police, where you were paid 20% dividend on that in 1 year. You're sitting pretty.
This is a light moment. Imagine if rather than give British American your money, you had bought some shares.
That is so true.
You might have still have it.
True. You would still have it. You would still have it.
Definitely.
So that's another way that persons can invest their monies by, buying shares in the credit union. And then when you do that as a shareholder, you get what rights and privileges do you get?
Well,
You can go to the meetings,
you get
right?
access to all our services. For instance, we have an easy line of credit that seems to be very popular right now. You can borrow up to $10,000, and repayment is a small amount, $350 monthly. Out of the $350 monthly that you're paying back, $50 goes to a special savings account that you can get after you have paid out the loan. The requirements: job letter, a recent salary slip, a proof of address, no down payment. You don't need a reason for the loan. It's fast approval, really fast approval. The affordable saving plan, of course, and mandatory salary deduction is required for that loan. It's also a revolving loan, meaning you can borrow from the loan, borrow back from the loan.
So you don't.
That was a mouthful.
But you don't need a reason. So
No.
That's a good one. So you can just go there. I need $10,000. You don't have to say what you need it for.
No, you don't have to. It's not required.
That once you
It's the perfect.
once you
perfect loan.
meet the requirement, once they're
Correct.
satisfied that
Correct.
you can pay it back,
Correct.
you get it.
Correct.
Okay. What are the other products you may have?
We also like to boast the FIP, the Family Indemnity Plan that we offer. 1 monthly premium covers final expenses for you yourself, being the member, and up to 5 eligible family members. There's no medical examination required to become a patron of the FIP, the Family Indemnity Plan, and you are eligible to receive the full benefit per person on all valid claims made. We have plans ranging from $5,000 to $15,000. In the unlikely event of death of a loved one, you can claim, and the funds can be used toward funeral expenses. So we like to encourage persons to enroll in the family indemnity plan. You also get lifetime coverage once you enroll before the age of 76.
That's insurance coverage?
Correct. Offered at the credit union.
Actually, that's at all credit unions.
At all credit unions, yes.
That is a feature at all of credit unions.
Yes.
Up to, you know, what does it entail? Because sometimes you have insurance plans, and then the coverage is sometimes very limited. So what does that offer?
We have plans ranging from $5,000 EC to $15,000 EC. So you get to decide the amount of coverage that you want.
Okay, let me just take this. Good evening. Thank you for holding.
Yes, good night. Oh, I said good night to the ladies.
And yes, and you enjoy your evening as well, okay?
What's up?
Yes, you just go ahead. Yes, continue. Yes.
He's cut off. Yeah. And it basically offers you...
Let's see. Good evening. Thank you for holding.
Hello. Yeah.
Yes, you're on the air. Could you go ahead?
Yes. I have a question and a comment. The question is, how much are deposits insured for? What is the limit on your deposits? And this question is for the panel.
Could you repeat the question, please? Could you repeat the question?
Yes, I'm glad. Yes, my question is, and I'm glad to be on the air to hear the panel tonight. My question is, what is the limit on the deposits? The insurance. I'm sorry, the insurance. Deposit insurance. Do you have deposit insurance?
No, there isn't. From what I understand, there isn't any deposit insurance at this time.
Oh, okay. The comment I was going to make is that in North America, what happened in the savings? I'm a member of a credit union, and I would prefer to deal with a credit union because rather than a big bank, because the big banks take on a lot of risky investments, at least in North America and in Europe. And the last credit crisis that we had back in 2008 was caused by big banks taking on a lot of risk. They were going into derivatives and other risky investments, and that is what caused the crash. And I'm really not as trusting of big banks as I am with credit unions. So I prefer to deal with credit unions, and basically that's my take on it. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
All right, thank you very much. Right. That you see, that comment by the caller is the genesis of what I was alluding to earlier, because there is some anxiety in the financial market these days, in terms of persons and their investments, and that is why I was focusing so much on the how safe are the unions and how confident people can be in them.
But if I may add, the investment strategy for most credit unions is quite conservative, and that's because, again, the deposits that we hold are for the members. It's a member owned. So we want to avoid, like the caller said, some of those risks that were taken on by the other the bigger banks. And the bigger banks, some of them, they could probably afford it because they can take some of the impact that comes with, when things begin to head downwards. But a credit union, which is smaller than some of these banks, we can't take that kind of hit, one. And two, because we lend to each other, people helping people, it's just not the road that we really want to take.
But do you not reinvest in other markets, though?
Well, we normally invest in each other, mostly fixed deposits type investments in other institutions, but in terms of equity, in investing in shares in, let's say for example on the stock exchange, it's not heavy, it's not active, it's very minimal. At the same time, it's important for us to find investments that are, can allow us to get returns, but still not risky. And in the Caribbean region, that's very hard to find right now.
but the truth is about finance. If it is not risky, the payoff mightn't be, the return may not be that great. Because the returns comes along with the risk.
Yes.
So the more risky a venture is,
the higher
the yields.
So it depends
and
on
of
how
course
much
the
you're
loss.
willing to lose.
But there are regulations governing what we can do in terms of our investments. Based on the regulations, it's not carte blanche that you do as you like. There are ratios that we have to follow.
Yes, we can't invest outside of the Caribbean.
And indeed, the essence of the credit union is basically to help the members. And so investing among yourselves can do the trick, right?
Yes, it can.
It has been working.
And very conservative investments outside of ourselves.
Right.
Yeah,
very, very conservative. Plus, we do have the percentage reserves that we must maintain to stay afloat, to stay in business. Our FSRC would not allow us to go below the amount of deposits that we must maintain based on our capital.
Weber, just to add to what is being said and to bring some comfort to your question, and I've noticed the unease for the evening. Each of the credit unions made in excess of $1 million profit last year, 2017. Each of them.
And that's from among themselves.
From among themselves. I won't go into the exact amounts that some of them made, but the minimum was $1 million.
But that's important to keep pointing out, because again, I gather that the idea of the credit union is the better and more confident a society is in terms of investing, the better it is overall, not just for individuals, but for the credit unions and other cooperatives and organizations. Let me ask this question quickly. Apart from the credit unions that have been represented here, they have school cooperatives, correct?
Yes.
Do the school cooperatives feed into? Do you get members as a consequence of that?
Correct.
Of the credit union?
Correct, yes.
It's like the Sunday school. Yeah.
Yes.
Sunday school, and then you go to church, and you remain a member of the choir, you get into the choir, and you begin to preach. That's how it is with the credit unions. They start their junior savings in the schools. The schools, they have their junior savers club. They collect their monies and then they deposit it with the credit union, and they build from there and become members. So it's a chain that we are trying to establish. I'm sure that all of the members would have junior savers.
I can say I am one of those.
You're one of the junior savers?
Yes, I started in primary school, and then when I was leaving primary school and going to the high school, my mom transferred my account to credit union at that time, and I've been there ever since.
Right, and that is an example of when I ask how do you recruit, because you get, for instance, from the schools, and then some of them continue.
Correct. So what was it saying? From the cradle to the grave, we have you covered.
Well,
from the cradle to the grave, literally.
Now, I'm due for another break, but I think I made a note here. reward 4 persons. So maybe we can explain that when we get back.
Yes, certainly.
This is Thought That Get Results. This week being observed as International Credit Union Week. We'll be back after these.
Looking for a place you can go to and relax and enjoy a healthy meal? Check out Island Life Vegetarian Food and Juice Bar located at Pinny's Industrial Site below the supply office. They are open Monday to Friday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. They offer you healthy, delicious, nutritious food on a menu that boasts Ital food, sandwiches, burgers, roti, puddings, and much more. They have a wide variety of freshly squeezed fruit and vegetable juices and smoothies that includes beet, carrot, pumpkin, tamarind, star apple, and sarsaparilla, and much more. Contact them today at 660-5318 or 668-3107.
When VON vibrates, the whole Caribbean must shake.
860 AM, the Powerhouse.
Back in this episode of Thought That Get Results. International Credit Union Week celebrations. The theme is finding your platinum lining in credit unions. Peter Jenkins is the president of the St. Kitts and Nevis National Cooperative League. Vinicia Walters is the president of the Nevis Cooperative Credit Union Limited. Don Heiliger is the credit and human resource manager of the FND Credit Union. And Shaloida Hewlett is the accounts officer of the St. Kitts Cooperative Credit Union Limited. Mr. Sidney Newton, who is the general manager of the Nevis Cooperative Credit Union, is in the studio with us. He's not participating directly in the program. Before we went to the break, we wanted to talk a little bit about rewarding 4 persons.
Yes. We want to give away. We don't want to keep them. We want to give away. Make 4 new members. 1 member of the Nevis Cooperative Credit Union, 1 of St. Kitts, 1 of Police, and 1 of FND.
Well, how does it work? Because
they're going to tell you. Could I start?
Yes.
All right. So the first one. Give the anniversary date of the Police Cooperative Credit Union. The anniversary date of the Police Cooperative Credit Union. If you call and give the correct date, then you can become a member of the Nevis, the Police Cooperative Credit Union.
Okay, so somebody who is out there, call and they're to give the correct date.
Yes, Mr.
Of the formation.
Yeah.
Of the.
They don't have to say the year. They just have to say the day of the, you know.
Okay, here's your answer. Good evening. Thank you for holding. Good evening. You're on the. Good evening. You're on the air.
Good evening.
Good night. Go ahead.
Yes.
That's not the date. That's not the date. Yes. What's the date?
20th of January.
Wonderful. You've got it. Yes. Could you give your name off air to Mr. Weber Herbert, please? And we'll get in touch with you tomorrow. Thank you for taking part. The answer was the 20th of January. That's the 20th of January. So, we have 1 winner. And I'm sure they will call back. They're allowed to call back, Weber? So we have 1 winner, and we have...
Yeah, I don't think that is going to work. Call. Okay, let's see if that's the same caller, because we might have... do they have to give the name off the air?
Yes, they have unless they want to do it on air.
But let's do it on air.
They can do it on, that's fine, that's fine. Some people like to be private. They don't like people to know what they get. Yeah.
Well, I normally ask people if they want to be private or talk a secret, and they call a radio station. So, Caller, we didn't get your name. You won. So why don't you call us back, right? So that we can get that. Because if I leave it till tomorrow, somebody might call me and say it was them.
Okay. In the meantime, could we have the second question?
Let's do that.
All right. What year did Mrs. Venicia Walters become president of the Nevis Cooperative Credit Union? What year did Mrs. Venicia Walters become president of the Nevis Cooperative Credit Union? We don't want to hold these things. We want to give them away. So we have the opportunity for somebody to become a member of the Nevis Cooperative Credit Union tomorrow morning.
How will they do that? You will sign them up?
Yes, the league is going to pay for these persons to give them membership into the organization. So we want people to know about the best kept secret in the federation, the cooperative credit union movement. So we're going to give them the membership so that they can take advantage of what's happening at Nevis Cooperative Credit Union.
Okay, I think you've got your answer now. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Good night.
2016.
2016?
Yeah.
That's 2 years ago?
Yeah.
No, sorry, you're incorrect.
Okay.
All right. So, somebody's out there. What's the question again?
What year did Mrs. Venicia Walters become president of the Nevis Cooperative Credit Union?
Okay, please call now. So here we go. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, good evening.
July 2018.
July 2018. All I want is the year, so make up your mind. Which year? Oh, 2018. Yes, you are correct. 2018. So what's your name, please?
What did you say?
What is your name?
Audrey. A-U-D-E-R-A-E.
And the last name?
B-R-O-W-N-E.
Wonderful. Brown. Yes. Great. So you are going to be in the credit union for about 60 years because you sound like you're about 7 or 8. Correct? 5. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. That's where we start. Congratulations, yeah?
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Right. So you'll be in touch with Mr. Newton and everything will be fine. Okay?
All right, and don't forget the first winner. You want to try and call us back so we can get your name. So that's 2, right? Okay, let's go for
the
third one.
What year was the St. Kitts Cooperative Credit Union established? What year was the St. Kitts Cooperative Credit Union established? We don't want to keep these things. We want to give them away. So that's easy.
It's very easy, so here we go with the answer. Hello, good evening.
My name is Manila.
You have to win first. You have to win
Wait,
first.
No. That is, hello, were you the person who won the first one?
Yes.
Oh, wonderful. What's the name, please?
No, tell him you answered the first question.
Yes. Could you give you the name, please?
I answered the first question.
Yes, we know that. So give us the name, please. Give us your name.
Kimani Lawrence.
Spell that. That's a big name. Spell that.
Kimani
Lawrence.
Yeah.
Kimani Lawrence, right?
Yeah.
Good. Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you too. Thank you for calling. Yes? Thank you for listening.
Okay, so that's what, 4 or 3?
That's 2.
That's 2. Okay, all right. So we're only halfway there. So I have someone on the line.
That's for the third question.
For the third question, which you have called it already?
Yes.
Okay. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, 1982.
1982, what happened?
That the Singers Credit Union was formed.
Okay, good. Wonderful. What's your name, please?
Carol Williams.
Carol Williams?
Yeah. St. Kitts.
Founding member of the Police Cooperative Credit Union?
Yes, please, Mr.
I wonder if you qualify.
I'm a member of St. Kitts Credit Union and Police Credit Union. Well,
member?
if I'm not qualified, I could give it to somebody.
Okay, fine. All right. Well,
Stevens?
we can't disqualify you because we didn't say that at the beginning. So glad to hear your voice and glad to know that you're listening.
That's
Yes?
Stevens?
Yes.
I'm so glad you're representing me properly. I was trying to get you to tell you thanks for representing us so well.
Which one is this?
Huh?
Who is this? Shaloida Hewlett? Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes. So that's 3?
That's 3.
Okay.
The next question is a little more difficult, right? But I'm going to ask it. And if we don't get an answer in 2 tries, then we will just give it away to the next person that calls. That's how easy it is. Name the 2 new activities that can be done on the online at the FND ECCU as of today. Name the 2 new activities that can be done online at the FND ECCU. 2 new activities that can be done online at the FND ECCU. So before you couldn't do it, now you can. You can go online and do 2 things. What are those 2 new things that you can do?
469-1616 or 1700. He says 2 tries.
2 tries.
Yes, if you don't get it, who knows?
The third person that calls?
We get it.
You just get it.
That's kind of neat. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening. Pay online?
Say again?
Pay online?
Pay online?
Yeah, do me a favor and speak loudly. That's part of the, the qualifying.
Pay online? And online banking?
Unfortunately, you are incorrect.
No, online bank is correct.
Well, she have to give 2 things. 2 things.
To have a try again, she has
2
1.
things. 2. You're not correct. 2 things. So, yes.
Okay, let's do the question. Okay, we got somebody else who this time has the answer. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
You can check your balance and you can also do transfers.
That's online banking.
I'm so sorry. No, sorry. Sorry, no, not correct.
Okay.
So the third person that called.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
We have a third and a fourth, so go ahead.
The prize belongs to you, but what was your answer?
Online banking and loan application.
All right, so
That's correct.
that is correct. That is correct. Yes, that's correct. So what's your name, please?
Yvette Glasgow.
Yvette?
Y-V-E-T-T-E.
And the last name, please?
G-L-A-S-G-O-W.
G-L-A-S. Thank you. And you need to be in touch with, what's her name? At FND?
Don Heidegger. Me?
Dawn Heidegger. No, in Nevis.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
Is this person, you are in St. Kitts or you're in Nevis?
Nevis.
Okay, I don't know Brown. At our Nevis office.
Okay?
Okay.
You don't seem happy. You just want membership in the FND ECCCU. So we want to thank you for taking part. Yes. Have a good night.
Right.
Let me take this opportunity for everybody to go on our website, www.fndcuonline.com, and see what all you can do on our new website. So take the opportunity to go online and look and see what you actually can. Because one of the two things that you can do is to apply for a loan online and apply for membership online. During the loan process, you can upload your documents, so on, obviously get almost pre-approved prior to our checking everything out. So that is one of the great new tools that we have at the FND Credit Union.
Okay, can we just do the winners and let them know where they can collect their prizes?
Well, I can't pronounce one of the names, right? But I'll spell it.
Okay.
The one that won the police membership is Kimani Lawrence. Kimani Lawrence. We want to congratulate Kimani and to hope that you have a long and outstanding membership with the Police Cooperative Credit Union. The Nevis Cooperative Credit Union, the person who won.
Okay, so what does that person do? They do what? They go to you, or they go? What do they do? To claim
for the police. Go to Mr. Newton.
Okay.
Go to Mr. Newton. We will arrange from
okay.
Mr. Newton.
Mm-hmm.
For the Nevis, Auverae Brown, however that is pronounced. I'm sorry I can't pronounce it, but you won, and so you would also speak to Mr. Newton at the Nevis Cooperative Credit Union and get your new account established. You become a member and have your account established. For the St. Kitts Cooperative Credit Union, the representative is here. Carol Williams, distinguished former member of the Royal St. Christopher Nevis Police Force, a founding member of the Police Cooperative Credit Union. Really glad to hear you, Carol. Mm-hmm. And for the FND, it's Yvette with a Y, Glasgow. And you can get in touch with Idona Brown at the FND offices in Nevis. We want to thank all the winners. I was saying we want to thank all of the winners for taking part. But what more importantly is that you have been involved in the program and that we had the privilege of speaking to you about what the credit union movement is about. Had you not been there, this program would have been of no use. So we want to thank you for being part of the program and to thank Von Radio for facilitating this program tonight.
We'll be back with our remaining minutes with our guests from the Cooperative Credit Union celebrating International Credit Union Week with the theme Finding Your Platinum to the Credit Union. Back after these.
Sugar City St. Kitts. Keep it sweet. Keep listening to Vaughn.
Island Roofing and Hardware Limited, located next to the Mondo Truck on Long Point Road, Nevis, specializes in the manufacture of 24-gauge pre-painted Galvalume roof sheets and the sale of tropical green hat lumber. They offer the traditional corrugated roof design for residential buildings along with the U-panel design for commercial buildings. Their roof sheets measure 42 inches in width and are manufactured on site and can be cut to whatever length you desire, thus eliminating the need for joining your roof sheets. Their aluminum-based roofing sheets, which are available at an affordable price of only $14 per foot, are of the highest quality. Their opening hours are Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. daily. For more information, call 664-2441 or 664-2959. Island Roofing and Hardware Limited, meeting your complete roofing needs by providing quality products at affordable prices.
Back with our remaining minutes. Shaloida Hewlett is the accounts officer at the St. Kitts Cooperative Credit Union Limited. Dawn Heiliger is a credit and human resource manager at the FND Credit Union. Felicia Walters is the president of the Nevis Cooperative Credit Union, and Peter Jenkins is the president of the St. Kitts and Nevis National Cooperative Credit Union. Finally,
could I start the close?
Yes.
The innings?
Yes.
I know you're a good cricket man, so if I close the innings, then, you know, we might probably have a lot of runs on the board.
Yeah, you close in and somebody will win, somebody will lose, right?
That's true.
Sure.
Janet Harris, who is now, Mrs. Janet Harris, who is now the CEO of the St. Kitts Cooperative Credit Union, which was established in 1982, we said, has coined the phrase, she was formerly the financial secretary of the federal government. She worked at the World Bank. And she has coined the phrase that the credit union movement is the best kept secret in the Federation. So, the purpose of this activity during this week, the media activity, was to bring the secret to the population, to let the population know of this secret, the credit union movement. And so we hope from the activities of the past 2 days that more persons will be aware of what the movement is about and why they should consider being a part of the movement. This movement is not just a local movement, it is regional. In fact, the regional body, Caribbean Confederation of Credit Unions, is located in St. Kitts. The headquarters is located in St. Kitts. But there's an international reach to the movement. This is a worldwide, it's a global audience, global participation. And so we encourage our persons in the Federation to take advantage of the opportunities. And in closing, to thank the members of the panel tonight who have taken the time to come to say to the population, you need to be part of the movement. And so I want to thank them for their contributions, and to thank, finally, Winner Von Radio for the contribution by allowing us to be on the radio station this evening, and to be on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all of those, Moongram, all of those things that we can reach all over. Thank you very much, Webo.
Yes, before you sign out, Mr. Jenkins, I have a note here which says, and you know, it's interesting, especially ladies, don't make mistakes with spelling their names. The person,
the little one,
is a girl. So I have the correction here for you.
Thank you.
They said to place it on the record.
Okay.
A-U-G E-R-A-E. Maybe one of the ladies could pronounce it for you. Anybody like to help? Miss Walters, you wouldn't like to help? Because you're young, you should know to pronounce these names. You don't know either? Okay, so that's when Mr. Newton writes it up, we want to make sure that we get it right, right? Okay, so we just wanted to do that.
We apologize. We apologize for the misspelling.
Yes. Okay, next.
Well,
Ms.
I'd
Heiliger.
like to,
Thank everybody for listening from last night, all of today, and again tonight. It's been a pleasure educating our populace.
Let me just see who is this, Miss Heiliger. Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Could you please ask them to repeat the week of activity?
Okay, somebody will do that. They wanted to hear the rest of the events that's coming up, and we have enough time for that, so go ahead.
All right, I was just saying thank you to everybody. It's been a pleasure educating the public on what a credit union is all about and showing the solidarity and the between our credit union sisters. We are considered family. But at FND ECCU, we just like to let you know that we have a Christmas promotion coming on stream called the 12 Deals of Christmas. And it has basically something in it for every single one. It's whatever you can think of, whatever you think you need, want, or otherwise. And there's some lovely gifts and prizes that are accompanying that. In addition, our ATM and our credit and debit cards will be coming on stream very, very shortly. And this is a message to our members. We heard what you were asking for, and we are delivering. And to the members who may have left because we didn't have some of the products and services that you required for your business, come back home. We are waiting for you. And our website again is www.fndcuonline.com. Check it out, and you will be amazed at what you can find and what you can do on our website. Thanks to everybody again.
Okay, Ms. Hewlett, and don't forget the activities.
Okay. Our mission at the St. Kitts Cooperative Credit Union is to significantly enhance member satisfaction by continuously helping them to secure their personal and financial future. With that said, you can visit the St. Kitts Cooperative Credit Union. We offer home repair loans up to $30,000, shopping loans up to $5,000. Then there's the line of credit that I spoke about earlier. Then you can also get an instant loan up to $8,000. We also offer a work and study loan up to $25,000. And there's the Easy Drive loan that we offer as well. You can also visit our website. There's a section where you can leave comments. If you've had a bad experience, we'd like to hear about it so we can know and see what we can do to improve. If you had a great experience, we'd like to know as well. Visit us, call us when you get a chance, 465-2272. Thank you for hosting us this evening.
Okay, but you got some activities left. That's what the caller would like to know.
Yes. Tomorrow we'll be hosting our annual Melvin Edwards Award ceremony and awarding the students, as I spoke about earlier. Then Thursday, the 18th October, International Credit Union Day. It's dubbed the Membership Appreciation Day. We would have our offices, both offices, decorated neatly. We'd have snacks provided for persons conducting business and a small token of appreciation. And we'll also have the meet and greet by board members, committee members, and we will be launching a special Christmas loan promotion on Thursday, 18th October. So you can look out for that.
Okay, and Miss Walters?
So good evening to everybody again, and thank you for listening, and for those who would have called in, thank you for participating in the program this evening. At the credit union, we want to especially say thank you to all of our members, staff, management, volunteers for the hard work that you have been doing over the past years, to our pioneers whose vision and dedication we've been building upon. The foundation laid by them is truly appreciated, and we definitely cannot celebrate without acknowledging them. To our members, we want to encourage you to continue to make credit union, Nevis Corporate Credit Union, your first choice for banking, your first choice for loans. We want to encourage you to take advantage of our family indemnity plan. We've been seeing that, you know, a bit too often we have too many unfortunate circumstances that has been happening, and we want people to, you know, have that ease of having to deal with these circumstances. And so we want to encourage you to take advantage of that plan. We want to also encourage you to take advantage of our insurance savings, both for life, vehicle, house. We know that some of these premiums can be quite high, and mortgages these days are not very small. So, you know, we want to encourage you to save towards that so that you can ensure that your homes are secured, your vehicles are secured, and your life insurances remain current. We want to also encourage you to participate in our disaster relief assistance program, where each member is encouraged to give $12 annually. It's not mandatory, but we want to encourage. It's very small, and we want to encourage everybody to participate in that program. We have had members of the credit union who have benefited from this program. It has, you know, come in very handy, very timely for some very unfortunate circumstances. And, you know, we, as part of our goal, you know, looking after our members, we want to ensure that we are playing our part in assisting in ways that go beyond just granting of a loan or savings, but, you know, really helping to meet real needs of our members. So with that said, again, thank you again for listening this evening, and we want to encourage you to continue to participate in the rest of our week of activities. Tomorrow morning, we'll be making a presentation to the Alexandra Hospital. On Thursday, we'll be having a health fair at the credit union, and this will be coordinated by Dr. Linton Leiber Jr., and it's in honor of the NCCU's pioneer, Wilbert Edmund Ingle Blackett, deceased. And on Friday, we'll be having our Customer Appreciation Day, where we'll be giving light refreshments and tokens in expression of our gratitude to our members. And then on Saturday, we end the week of activities with a nature hike to the waterfalls at Madden's Estate, and this is being coordinated by the staff of the credit union, and we're welcoming other members to join us. Thank you.
Bernicia Walters, Shaloida Hewlett, Peter Jenkins, and Dawn Hiley. Our guests here this evening, we thank them very much. We thank you very much. This program repeats tomorrow at 10 o'clock following the VON News Minute. Join the Honorable Mark Brantley tomorrow evening for On Demand. Thank you all again for joining us. This is your voice in the community. Talk that get results. You all have a wonderful evening.